Meaning. Have you ever asked your brain, "Hey bro, what's meaning? And why do we call a furry animal, dog, or things in a certain way? What kinds of things mean something to us? Words? We usually think those mean something. Signs, objects, ideas, mental images. Sure, body language. Okay, why not take a moment with us to make sense of the meaning of words, or at least to see how other people do? For now, let's just focus on these things. The ones we're comfortable saying mean something. What do they have in common as far as their meaning goes? They all have some on the surface symbolic features, something that represents what they are. Like a painted sign with a specific pattern, a sequence of letters, an arm with fingers held in a certain way. These signs stand for something, and we would call this relationship meaning. In linguistics, semantics hashes out this relationship between words and phrases and their meanings. Some quirks come up when you look at meaning in language. One major one is fuzziness. Words don't necessarily have fixed, independent meanings. The form of a word and the meaning of a word don't match or parallel each other. The relationship between them is mostly arbitrary. There's nothing about the sound or shape of the English word cheese, or for that matter the French word fromage, that inevitably links them to this meaning. Meaning changes over time. The old English word ceiling meant fortunate, but that word is now pronounced silly. That means something quite different. This is something more related with meaning and the etymology of words.
Understanding meaning. Context shapes meaning. For example, he turned red could mean embarrassment, anger, or a sunburn. It all depends on the situation. Linguistics call this connection pragmatics. Meaning is not just in words. Facial expressions, tone of voice, gestures, and even silence communicate too. These elements, along with symbols, writing, and spoken words, are studied in semantics, while semantics focuses on language. In logic, meaning helps with reasoning. For example, she likes tofu and he likes ice cream. She likes ice cream and he likes tofu. She likes ice cream and he likes ice cream too. These share a pattern, X and Y, but their meanings change with context. Using clear definitions and avoiding unclear language helps make communication and reasoning accurate.
At this point, we may ask, what is meaning? And let me tell you that meaning may vary in terms of linguistic meaning or speaker meaning, as it is shown in the diagram. When it comes to linguistic meaning, it can be language meaning or idiolect meaning. Language meaning involves the dialect meaning, whether regional or social. For example, in Spanish, car has the same language meaning, but different dialects use different words. For example, in Spain, they say coche, in Mexico they say carro, in Argentina they say auto, but it is still the same meaning. Idiolect meaning refers to the unique way an individual speaks a language, including their personal choice of words, pronunciation, and grammar. On the other hand, we have a speaker meaning. It can be a literal or non-literal meaning. When we speak literally, we mean what our words mean, but when we speak non-literally, we mean something different from what our words mean. And two non-literal uses of a language are sarcasm or irony. For example, someone may say, "Whoa, what a great idea," in a sarcastic tone when they actually think it's a bad idea. Depending on the tone, this can either be genuine praise or sarcastic criticism of a bad idea. Metaphorical uses of language are also a type of non-literal language use, as for example, when someone says, "Her voice is music to my ears," they don't mean her voice is actual music. Instead, it means her voice is so pleasant and comforting that it brings the same joy as listening to music.
We also have mental images and concepts or ideas. What can we say about them? Do they trigger meaning? Are they meaningful? Is that a property they have outside of our heads or just inside of it? And what's the role of our mental psychology in determining meaning? What about common sense? The feeling of shared meaning across a group of people. Does it have any role in meaning? These and other deceptively simple questions get us thinking about the issues that the philosophy of language takes up when it comes to meaning. We could go even deeper and ask ourselves if meaning really exists, and if it does, where? What's it made of? For things to mean, does meaning itself have to mean? If so, how? In conclusion, meaning matters in a variety of subjects, theories, and studies that contradict one another, and the points that were presented here are just some of the basic components in semantics. So then, what would you say is the meaning of the words? Are meanings tied to real things, or just to ideas in our minds? Is the meaning that is part of our thoughts a separate component like logic suggests? Is meaning different from the structure of our thoughts? The dictionaries tell us what words actually mean, or do they merely document how words are being used? What do you think?